how are you?
Hi, hello, Chris. How are you?
Ready to go home.
All right.
Oh, my day at the office is done.
That's good. Cell phone charger back there if you need one.
I'm going to use it actually. Put the seatbelt on here. And if you want to make it easy for everybody, just take a right-hand turn on Pratt. We'll take that all the way to McCormick and get back to the city that way.
Oh, okay.
It's the fastest way. There's none of this traffic.
All right. So up
No
here,
traffic is great.
Yeah.
It's your right-hand turn. And we can take that for 2 miles straight.
Pratt. All right. To McCormick.
Yeah.
Cool. So you work here at this restaurant? Or?
Yeah, Stefani Prime. It's part of the same family that owns Tavern on Rush and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you do for the restaurant?
I manage it.
Ah, okay. So just general manager.
Yeah, there's two of us that run the property, but seeing we're the only two, we're both general managers.
I see.
Seeing it's either us and the owners, that's pretty much, we are the end all be all.
Gotcha. Wow. How long you worked for the restaurant?
I've worked on and off for them for 25 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very cool. Did you kind of work your way up in the restaurant to get to be a manager?
I did, like back in like the early 2000s.
Okay. Early.
Then I left for years and went to go work for the spirits side for like a couple of the spirits companies.
Okay.
Then I came back, this time now 6 months, but like I've come and gone so many times.
Sure.
It's always on good notes too, so it's not like a. First time I left was like, you're leaving? Yeah. The host is here from Ireland. She's hot. I'm gonna chase her to Europe.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
Chris, see you later. Cool, I'm out.
Okay. There you go.
That's how it's always been. Like it's always been like, there's a great family to work for.
Sounds like it went great with the hostess.
Didn't work out, but
I know.
I was there for 5 years, so.
That's good enough. 5 years is a good run. That's good.
5 years is a good run,
Yeah.
and doing it in Europe, yes.
Yeah, that's cool. So she was from Ireland. So did you go to Ireland?
I lived there. Yeah,
Okay. Where in Ireland?
down in Cork.
Cork. Okay, cool. I had a friend who went to Maynooth, which is I think in Ireland.
What? Menu?
Maynooth, yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
pronouncing it wrong. I'm sure I am.
No, I've never been able to say it right either, so it makes it just as easy.
Sure. So then you said, all right, I've done my 5 years. I'm going to come back to the States here.
Kind of like that, yeah. Then I met my wife, so
Wow.
it worked out really well.
There you go. That's good timing. How long have you been married?
17 years now.
17 years. How'd you meet the wife?
We came back from Europe. I was living in Seattle at the time.
Uh-huh.
I was a server in a restaurant. She was the bartender, and then for the next year, she was my wingman when we go to the bars.
Oh, that's fun.
But you can't get her out of here, Morales. You know, before when you're young, it's just your last name.
Sure.
And then one day we decided,
Okay.
hey, why don't we just start? And then we've been together ever since.
Wow. You just said, hey, we're trying to hit on all these other people. We should just hit on each other.
I was kind of like it was the even more sly way.
Uh-huh.
She was breaking up with her boyfriend,
Uh-huh.
and I just broke up with the girlfriend. And Europe finally like done.
Sure.
We sat in a bar. And we were just like being normals, like drinking scotch and talking shit.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, I apologize for her. Like, hey, I'm really sorry for you. I just broke up with my girlfriend too. I broke up with Matt. She goes, Chris, the worst part about it? I go, what? She goes, I've been late in like 6 months. I go, what? Can we get a check, please? And I've been there ever since.
There you go. You took the play. That's really it.
I moved in like a month later.
Oh, wow. But you already had a rapport. You were
we were already
friends for so long that it was just like...
She already knows I'm an idiot, so it works out great.
Yeah, see, you don't have to get through the getting to know how dumb you are phase of dating. Yeah, that's fun.
That works out well.
Yeah. Do you two have kids or no kids?
Nah. That was our first that was like literally our first conversation. See, I don't want them. Neither do I. Perfect.
Great. Dual income, no kids. That's great.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you don't have to deal with like finding babysitters. You can just go wherever you want to go.
Yep. The only reason we don't travel as much anymore is because we have a dog. And it's a pit bull, which means that she's extremely dependent on us.
Oh.
Mom, Dad, what are we doing? Pit bulls are great dogs that way.
Oh, absolutely. I love them. I've had tons. They're great.
Like, where'd you guys go? You were gone for 5 minutes. My
Yeah.
world was falling apart, so I sat in the bed and thought about it.
Oh, gosh.
I love it.
That's why I do like, was it WAG? I've had to do some traveling out of town, and there's an app. You just find somebody to come, and they'll just stay. They'll be there or you could pay them for just walks or just feeding and walks.
We have a friend of ours who does exactly that for us,
that's
and
so
she
cool.
and our dog likes her more than us.
That's great.
But last time, so she's about 9 years old now, and literally a month before the pandemic, we were in Thailand.
Oh wow.
My wife studies mixed martial arts, and I study cooking on my free time.
Okay.
And so we were down there. Point being is the dog misses so much. Even with Lisa, who's the best dog care, and she got pancreatitis.
Oh.
And and at that point, the vet says when we got back, he's like, so is Indiana, because our dog's in Indiana, is Indiana, have you guys do you guys work from home? I go, yeah, we always work from home. So she's always with one parent at all times. Like, always have. She's like, unfortunately, you may not be able to change at this point.
Oh, because she's used to it.
She's gotten the dogs, when they sit in the upper half, are so set in their ways. Any change is extremely traumatic for them, and they could actually. That's why many dogs die after their owners die soon afterwards, is because they die of sadness.
Oh no.
And so, of course, my wife took that as being like, I'm grounded. I'm staying home.
Oh, that's it. She's done. She's not going anywhere.
So yeah, no, we don't mind. We travel so much as it is.
Sure. You can hang out for a little while. That makes sense, I guess. So she studies MMA. Is she also a cage fighter, MMA fighter?
She no longer is, but she has, yes.
Oh, that's cool. Dang, man, you got a cool chick, dude.
Yeah, well, that's just that portion. That's that. Besides the academics, she's got like double masters and all kinds of other stuff.
Wow, super.
She's kind of a genius.
Wow.
She's kind of a genius and kick your ass, and I'm like, I manage restaurants.
There you go. Yeah, man, that's smart. You got her when she was down, so good. You just snuck right in. Good for you.
She would say the same about me.
Yeah. This says Tui, so Tui works for you,
Perfect.
Or all right.
You take Tui all the way to the lake.
Sounds good. Very cool.
I always think it's astonishing, like how much the road changes once you cross over the bridge.
Oh yeah. I live over by over there too. Actually.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, I'm on Granville, so it's not far from Granville and
Oh yeah, you know exactly.
Yep. Yeah. I was saying the best Indian food is on Devon, in between McCormick and Ridge. That's where the good food's at. You know?
My wife and I have a hobby in the past decade. My wife's sister first time living in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
We moved here in 2011, and one of the things that we're both Indian food fans.
Oh, nice.
All the cuisines, but so when I introduced her to Little India, I was like, so this is our, and this is great. I'm like, you know what we should do? We should spend like once a month until we've gone through them all. Yeah. So we've eaten at every restaurant in Little India now.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
And we found some great wins and some terrible losses.
Yes, and that will happen. That will absolutely happen. Turns out anybody can open a restaurant, and they'll stay open for a while, regardless. That's just how that goes. So yeah, sometimes you can find some winners, sometimes you can find some losers. What are some of your favorite places that you've been to, or would recommend? Like if you were somewhere to say, "Hey, I'm coming to get some Indian food in Chicago," where should they go?
I always recommend the first thing, even though it's a little past its time. Hema's Kitchen.
Hema's Kitchen. Okay.
The first one, but she's old staple of Chicago at this point here. But I've been going to her since she was a 4-table restaurant on the side of the street.
Oh wow.
I always would say Pippin's is another one.
Mm-hmm. Pippin's, okay.
There's what is the Sambar,
okay,
which is the Pakistani place across the street. That they have a fried chicken dish called a chicken charja.
Chicken charja,
which is a full fried chicken that's been deep fried and battered and deep fried.
Okay.
And then they put the Indian spice over that, throw a knife in it, put it in aluminum foil, and serve it 2 tableside like that.
Oh, interesting. So they fry it, then they season the heck out of it, and then they bring it out.
So everything's
on
the crust. Yeah.
Oh, that's
it's
interesting.
marinated for like 24 hours in yogurt and stuff. It's really good.
Oh, yeah, that sounds amazing.
It really is good. Let me see if the name for you actually in the places I tend to. Then another place is actually, it's not on the Strip, it's actually on Jarvis actually.
Okay.
One of my co-workers is, Tavern on Rush downtown. So we own that as well. So the GM there, while we're negotiating the new property, he's running as our maitre d' because he knows everybody. So like the GM from Tavern is our maitre d' at the restaurant here. So we just like send big he's also a really good friend, so we just busted my chops. He's like, it's your anniversary night? You know, a woman left unsatisfied is a woman who's married to you. Like, I hate you so much.
Oh, today's the anniversary?
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations. Wow.
We have 2 anniversaries, the first date and marriage.
Sure.
The first date's the most important one.
Yeah, yeah, you're probably right. So is that this one, the first date?
Yeah.
Okay. When's the marriage?
October 30th.
Okay.
So our first date was on June 6, 2006.
Wow.
Yeah, 666 has always been a joke for years. We figured, why not get married on Devil's Night before Halloween?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say.
It's totally stupid, but why not?
Why not? You're not superstitious. Or maybe
I could care less.
Yeah, so you just go for it. Oh, that's fun. June 6, 2006. So what are you doing for the anniversary?
We're going to a concert down at Thalia Hall.
Okay, who's playing?
A band called Yob. They're one of those artsy doom metal bands. She likes that stuff. So
I love doom metal. That's awesome.
do you really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sweet. Yeah.
I was a metal drummer for years.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
You know, music was my background. It still is, actually.
Oh, nice.
I do guitar now. I program. I have my own music on Spotify, trippy electronic stuff. But
okay.
I used to be a ministries engineer for years.
Oh, really? The band Ministry?
I
Wow.
still know them very well too. I was with them a few weeks ago.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's like old 70s, 80s metal.
That's just like straight up like industrial rock.
Yeah.
And all that Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Ministry. Wow.
Yeah, they're long-time friends.
Right. Oh, that's cool.
I went to engineering. My engineering internship was for a company called Chicago Tracks Recording.
Okay.
Which that's like in the 90s in Chicago. That was like the studio. Like I met everybody from Korn to the Peppers to.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just using that as a very small cross section because half my internship was back then. Before I became the engineer with them, it was for ministry. The other half was for R. Kelly.
Okay.
During when it was happening.
Oh, yikes! Wow, the first time, I'm guessing, or
man, no, it went on for like the entire time.
Really?
He's a deplorable human being.
Yeah. Finally got some comeuppance. Sure took him long enough, but there you go.
Took him long enough. But he's gone.
Yep, exactly.
He can have it. Robert's nuts.
Oh, really?
Oh, that dude is nuts.
Oh no.
He is. He actually, to this day, does not think he did anything wrong. He thinks because he is who he is and how he is, that gives him the pass. And you just need to understand how it is to be a rock star.
That's all. You're just not getting it. He didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, he's such a flake.
Yeah, wow, that's unfortunate. I had no idea that was his viewpoint, but I mean, it's kind of fitting because he really was pretty brazen about it for a very long time.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, he just didn't.
Like I said, he still doesn't care.
Still no. But I think that goes into sociopath types where they're just like zero guilt, don't feel any remorse. They just have this. Yeah, it's fine. It just is how it is, or they don't see other people as them, and that's really it. He's not realizing how damaging what he's doing is.
No, I know he also knew.
Well,
he didn't care.
Just didn't care or got off on it.
Abusers don't care. They know they typically know exactly who they are.
You know what? That's an interesting point. I hadn't thought of that, but that's really interesting.
I always say people are fully cognizant of themselves after the age of 20.
Yeah, that's fair. Age of 20, that's when people figure it out. I think they said 35 is the new time when your brain stops developing. That's when a person really is baked as who they're going to be. But there is, you're right, some degree of self-awareness.
Well, your point is actually very accurate. I correlate with what I was saying because at 20 or so you're figuring, but like by 35, you have solidified everything you're going to be for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
you're either cool or you're a scumbag.
I think that's pretty accurate. So that's it. That's actually a question I like to ask people. What do you think a person has to know in order to be considered an adult? Like, what's something a person needs to do, think, in order to be a grown-up?
In order to be a grown-up?
Yeah.
That's an interesting question, and I don't think it actually... It's a lot of answers. Some situations are forced by maybe a baby or those kinds, or the world throwing you into a situation where you're forced to mature at an age. Some people get to blissfully live in like the fraternal lifestyle for a long time, but I can't say for myself because I still don't think I'm an adult or 50. But I would have to say it is the recognition and the understanding of your responsibilities at the age you're at, and being in your capacities to fulfill that without argument or complaint.
Okay. Sure. So just to know, here's the things I got to do. Here's what I have to take care of, and I'm gonna do them. I'm not gonna fight it, but I'm just gonna go through and own at least that portion of my responsibilities. That makes perfect sense.
Unfortunately, we're both places. This place is talking about here.
Sabri Nihari. Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's right in the strip.
Okay.
But like they have just amazing food there. Not much for liquor because it's Pakistani and Muslim, so they don't.
Right. They don't drink. That makes sense.
But this is the fried chicken in question.
Ooh. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I mean, just the presentation, it looks amazing. So it looks like they add a bunch of other stuff to it too on top of the seasonings.
Oh yeah,
like sauces and all that. That sounds amazing.
But yeah, that's a good question because I don't think there really is a proper answer for it. But I guess it was individual answers.
Right, and I think people have great. It tells you what does a person think, what do they value, and what to them is their own level of maturity or the maturity they're working towards.
Yeah.
I think, and I've gotten a lot of really fun and really interesting answers from that. So.
I mean, I can't actually use the opinion for myself personally because it kind of would be arrogant and partially arrogant, partially like, none of us are the right meter to use.
Right.
But if you use a generalization, I guess if I was a parent, I'd call my kid an adult once they could take care of their own business.
Sure.
And of course, I use it as a very vague term because that's a very. It would be once again arrogant to assume that your priorities are their priorities.
Right. Exactly.
But I mean, like, if you've got a 19-year-old kid who's figured a way to make a whole bunch of latent income for themselves and now making $1 million a month, I think you can call them an adult.
Sure. At least enough to take care of themselves. So what do you think about? I think most common answer I've found is people that say that having an awareness of what your impact is on others and taking some responsibility for that, and not just in saying I'm going to step on eggshells around everybody, but in understanding that you're a part of the whole scene and doing a piece of that, right? What's the question I'm trying to think of? How do you think that relates to? Is that maturity, being grown, or is that just kind of a piece of life that people fall into?
Maturity is itself a very vague and very focused term. Like you can say a lot. Like a person physiologically matures at a certain time. I mean, that's just biologically accurate. But emotional maturing is something that maybe people who don't, but I also know people who take care of their business in life and are completely immature.
Right.
So, honestly, I don't have an answer for it. I can say it enough to say, for somebody to take their responsibilities to heart. But, other than that, I couldn't even tell you. That's... what is mature?
Right. What does it even be? According to what standard? According to what expectation? Right? It's a maturity based on the world that we live in now. But is that what maturity was 1,000 years ago or 1,000 years from now?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, I think I'm relatively sure we won't, as a race, we won't be here in 1,000 years.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think we're just going to wreck it all?
You know what? I'm not a big conspiracy person, but I do look towards the Voyager future, where the next thing. I would probably say that.
Voyager? What do you mean, like Star Trek Voyager?
I mean, the Sojourner, the full journey of man. The next step is to leave planet.
Okay.
And not come back.
All humans leave planet Earth.
I don't know all humans, but enough of them that can actually be able to propagate somewhere else, and that species moves on.
Sure.
But I mean, at the current rate of dissolve of the planet right now, partially with the access of the world changing, and the tides changing, and all the goodness and badness going on here. Elon Musk ain't too far off, unfortunately, for all of us. And yeah, now I've met Mr. Musk, and he is a very arrogant individual. He's also not stupid.
Okay.
And I'm fully believe that he has actually like a house or some sort of housing situation in the atmosphere.
Okay. You think so? Like something up there, just.
Wouldn't you, for the richest man on the planet?
Yes.
You own your own fleet of rocket ships into space, and you've been shooting stuff up there for years, and no one really, and you're really unregulated on everything you're doing.
I'm gonna preface my opinions on Mr. Musk with
Just take a right-hand turn here.
Oh, this one?
Yeah,
with
that's the,
cool.
Yeah.
With this statement, which is, I'm a cloud infrastructure engineer. I've taught myself. Okay, I understand technology. I understand how these things operate. I'm fascinated by space. I am personal friends with many of the engineers that worked at Twitter that had one-on-one conversations with Mr. Musk when he took over.
Psychopath.
And when my friends say this guy is a dunce and doesn't know half the things he says he does,
I believe that.
I believe that.
I believe it.
So I don't know rockets and I don't know cars, but I do know that Elon Musk did not invent Tesla. He bought Tesla.
Exactly.
Right? He understood when he went to school that I need to invest in technology and invest in stellar travel and space and energy. Those are the things I want to focus on. That does take some clarity of thought to look at and see. So, is he as smart as we think? Definitely not.
No.
Is he smart? Probably, sure. Did he have a huge leg up in life and happen to invest money in things that did blow up for him and take off? For sure. But you know, this is the same thing with like SpaceX. Like, he didn't invent the technology; he just invested in it, and is the face of it. So that's true. Could there be? I mean, logically, technically, interstellar space. I don't know that there's any what the laws and regulations are out there as far as having something out there.
Out in space, there are none.
Yeah. See, so you can have satellites.
As the richest man in the earth, he doesn't really adhere to anybody's rule them all.
And I could see that, and that I get, and you know, there's elections where, you know, other countries where he'll dip a toe into politics and have some effect on that too. So I could see someone at that level of wealth thinking, I can make my own rules and do whatever I like.
Oh, he does too.
And I 100% get that. So I think it's possible, but I also know that there's a boatload of people that are constantly watching space from here to there, and if they were to see something up there that was not tracked or known or labeled, they would probably have said something like that.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, yes, that's definitely. But I mean, if there's one person right now on the planet, two people, between Bezos and Musk, they're going to leave this world behind.
Sure.
And they're going to be those people who are going to be like, because I've met Jeff Bezos also, and he's a douche.
Okay.
He's an absolute asshole. But
I agree 100%.
he is but I've actually seen that man think.
Okay.
And he thinks on a level that he doesn't think like humans do.
Interesting.
He thinks like a sociopath.
Okay.
He thinks like a psychopath.
Okay.
And those are, in business, those are attributes that are welcomed.
Sure.
Because, you know, if there's nothing left here, was my vision and goal to go to etch? It's much like dumbass Trump. I guess I get my political opinion on Trump. But like right now, he's about to take charges again. He'll try to overthrow the government. He did all these different things. Okay, and was he good for business at one point? Absolutely. Is he still dumbass Donald Trump? Yes. Disregarding his political Israel, he's still Donald Trump. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
But that man, and we watched it happen, that man has not just become a part of American history, but he has become America's Nero Caesar.
Yeah.
He will be remembered in the annals of world history for all time to come, and he forced that upon him. He mandated it, and he did it. So no matter what else is he doing right now, he doesn't give a fuck about any of that. I only care about one thing.
Yeah.
That his name becomes world legacy, and he's done it.
It's there. You're right. Kids will have to learn about him. It's someday they'll have to learn about him.
Yep. And one day his daughter will end up becoming president.
You think so?
I've met her.
Sure.
She is a genius.
Really?
Oh, yeah, she's a legitimate genius.
Interesting. We're talking about Ivanka. Okay.
Oh, Ivanka, she's a genius.
Interesting.
She and her husband are geniuses.
Really?
They are
Kushner.
They are geniuses.
The guy that bought 666 whatever avenue.
They
and
are
lost a ton
legitimate
of money
geniuses.
Okay.
They're terrifying.
Yeah.
But
all right.
he also cowers to his wife, so she owns the show.
Well, that's good to know, I guess.
But she's also scary.
Sure. Interesting.
Because she has the psychopath gene.
Ah.
She doesn't care about you.
Sure.
That's like Trump. Trump doesn't care about you, but also he does something else too.
Yeah.
He didn't actually like in his whole like all the people saying he lied during his debate speeches and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't lie. He just wasn't talking to you.
Oh.
He was talking to the billionaires. He was talking to millionaires. He was talking to people that.
I mean, from what I've seen, he's as a president, like he lied more than any president that's ever has. Like if his mouth was moving, he was saying something dishonest. It's
he was
like 7,000 lies or something like that. 17,000 lies told throughout his 4-year term.
And what's crazier about it is that he was always speaking to somebody specific.
I get what you mean.
And that's the weird thing because you don't actually you're not privy to that.
Right.
But then again, he's still an asshole. Have a great one.
It was great chatting. Have a good one, Chris.
Enjoy your day. Take
Thank
care.
you.